So I've seen a ton of videos titled here on YouTube lately that start with "You're not behind yet." Those are from amazing creators like Ali Abdaal, Dan Martell, the MIT monk, and all of them collectively have over 3 million views. But one thing that I found is that they are not speaking to you. They are not speaking to the woman over 40 that just needs to know where to start right now. That so today what I want to do is I want to be that person that shares with you a strategy to let you know that you're not behind, to let you know that you too can create digital products. You too can set up your coaching products. Whatever you feel that you cannot do, I guarantee you can because you have the experience. It just needs to be tweaked in order to fit where you are now in life. So in this video, we're going to talk about the truth. We're going to talk about 3 myths. We're going to talk about what you need in a simplified version of what you need, not the techie stuff. We're going to simplify it. I always make sure the things that I do for my clients are simplified so that you can create, launch, and make sales. We're going to talk about your first step. And then in the end, we're going to talk about a free quiz that you can take that I created for those of you that get all the way to the end and you still don't know what you need to create. I want to make sure that anybody that leaves this video is in a space where you have an idea and you're able to go ahead and start creating so that you can go ahead and launch it. So today we're going to talk about you're not behind, build your digital product in 2026 without tech skills. When I started my business in 2014, I had no tech skills at all, but I was able to make a full-time income and leave my full-time job by 2016. So I want to make sure that in this video, you get the framework to do the same, whether you're looking to leave your 9 to 5 or whether you're looking to retire. But make sure you have additional streams of income coming in because right now we know that retirement is just not enough, especially in this economy. So part one, the truth. You're not behind, you're starting at just the right time. Why women over 40 are actually positioned better than anyone else to do this right now. And I want you to understand that you have the skills. You have the experience. You worked a job for 10, 20, 30 years probably. So there are some skills there that you can pull from that job and create. There are some skills that you have from things that people have come to you your entire life and asked you to do or asked you to talk about that you can create digital products from or coaching packages. Now, of course, this video is going to be about digital products, but you can kind of intermingle it and change it to coaching packages if that's what you want to create. So the women winning with digital products in 2026 are not 25-year-old tech bros. They are experienced women who have something real to teach. There is no, like if you're looking at TikTok Shop, and a lot of people that are making a lot of sales on TikTok Shop are people that are selling other people's items. But you have your own experience that you can package up and sell. You have decades of experience that are not baggage. And that's what I want to point out to you because a lot of you feel like some of you may have gone through some bad things in life, such as domestic violence. Some of you may have went through divorces. Some of you may have went through some terrible things. But there are even death or grief, death of family members. But a lot of you may be in a space where you can teach somebody else how to get through that, how to get from point A of grief to point B, point B or Z of being not over that grief, but being okay with or being grateful for the time that they have. So, for example, I've lost both of my parents. I've lost my younger sister I've lost my grandparents, aunts, uncles. I've had a lot of loss over the years. But one thing that has helped me get through the grief, of course, is my other family, my other siblings and family members, but joining communities that talk about grief. And what I noticed in a lot of those communities is they sold ebooks, they sold mini courses, they sold group trainings. They had things to help people that needed to get over that grief, from to get from point A to Z. So that's something that you can do even if you feel like it's baggage. It's not baggage because it's something else that somebody needs. Um, and then the tools that are finally easy, that's the one thing that I definitely want to point out, because I hear a lot of ladies in my community and when I'm on client calls say that I'm not tech savvy. Well, the tools today with AI can help you get things done within minutes versus you having to take days or months or weeks setting up a website or things like that. So being a late adopter doesn't mean you have it means that you skip the learning curve, and then you have tools right now that are better. The market is bigger because a lot of people want to know how to do specific things, especially if you're teaching somebody about how to something or how to earn more money. Finances, health, and wealth, those are big industries that people are always buying in. So if you're teaching something like that, then you're definitely going to be in a bigger market. So let's talk about the myths that are keeping most ladies stuck. You need to be tech savvy. And we just spoke about this for a second, but you feel like that you need a full tech stack. Like you need the website totally created. You need the landing pages totally created. You need the entire email funnels totally created. You need a week's worth a month's worth of content totally created before you launch. I teach my clients that when you're launching, especially if it's your first product, use a simple website, and we'll get into that techie part in a minute, example website. But use a simple website, put it on that website, add a description, add a price, post about it on social media, post about it wherever people are that know you, that normally come to you for that subject. So if it's Facebook, put it on Facebook. If it's Instagram, put it on Instagram. You don't have to be tech savvy. If you're using a simple site just to add your product, just say, for example, your ebook, you're uploading that ebook or you're uploading that mini course. You're adding a description, a price, you get a link right away, post that, talk about it for weeks on social media and start making sales. You don't have to be tech savvy to launch a digital product. You feel like you need to build a huge audience first. I did not build a huge audience before I started posting on social media. I initially started posting on social media in 2009, when I was in a space where I'd been a realtor for about 8 years then. And the office that I was working for ended up closing during the market downturn. So I had to go to another office that was not offering leads like my previous office was. So I had to start posting on social media. I had no audience. I'd never been on social media at all, but all of my clients started to come from social media and family members that were buying investment properties during that market downturn. So you don't need a large audience. You just need to be present. You just need to show up. You just need to show people that you are the solution to that specific thing. You don't need $10,000. You just need the right offer showing that you are the solution in front of some people, not a lot of people. But that means you have to stay visible. Now, this is one thing that I do want to point out. I do know that sometimes we get in a space where we launch something we post one or two times and there's no traction, there's no engagement, or there's no comments or anything, and we feel like it's a total flop. You just may be on the wrong platform. If you're on Facebook, try Instagram. If you're on Instagram and it's not working, try Substack or YouTube. You have to try different things. Find your go-to place, and start building up on that. So a lot of people always feel like they need to create something brand new. You don't have to create something brand new. So for example, for me, when I first started creating, my first digital product was like a 30-page ebook. I can't remember what it was because it was in 2014, but it was a 30-page ebook. But that ebook came from a training that I'd done in my Facebook community. So you may have done a training at work, like if it's something that you can do outside of work, and of course, don't give any private information from your company. We all know that. But if it's a skill that you can take and teach to others, talk about it. You're not creating something brand new, you're creating from the experience that you have. If you are somebody that loves gardening, you're not creating something brand new. You're talking about something that you already have experience in. So it's not something brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean something like, for example, a lot of people are over the past few years have been making a ton of money from PLR products and MRR products, which are private label rights and master resale rights, which means they're buying an ebook from somebody else. They're changing the name, the brand colors, things like that. They're uploading it on their website and they're reselling it. So they're in essence, they're not creating something brand new. They're not creating from experience. But what I've noticed lately is that these things are dying down a lot because a lot of people that are consistently buying digital products and courses, what they're noticing is that, okay, I bought this course from this person. Just say I bought this course from Michelle over here, and I bought this course from Sonia over here. They're the same course, just different colors, just different names, just packaged up differently. A lot of people have slowed down with buying those things because they notice that it's just generic information. But with you, with the experience that you have, that's something that you can share. That's something that you can put out to the world, and just share with everybody. So let's jump into what you actually need to start in 2020. In 2026, you need a framework, a skill set. Whatever you're currently doing, that's your framework, that's your skill set. If you are in a space where you're stuck and you don't know how, I'm going to give you a quiz, a free quiz at the end where you can just go through and it'll ask you, I believe it's 7 questions. You'll go through that and it'll kind of ask you about your background, and then it'll give you the results at the end of what you should start with creating. You'll need one tool that does the heavy lifting and one tool that's going to save you a ton of time. I would say use Claude over ChatGPT. If you want something that's more strategic than just conversational, ChatGPT is conversational. I actually canceled my ChatGPT subscription because I noticed that Claude does things like this. You see this screen, this slides that you're seeing on the screen. Claude created this within 10 minutes, like less than 10 minutes. I put in what I want. It designed everything for me. ChatGPT does not do that. So you need one tool that does the heavy lifting, because if you're going to be doing presentations, you're going to be doing YouTube videos, if in the end, we're not going to say to start, but if you're going to be doing all of the different things in your business, you want to make sure you have a business partner that can help you get that done quicker. ChatGPT is not it. So the tool that does the heavy lifting for me is Claude. Last week, well, for the past, well, so last week and about 2 weeks before that, each time I sat and I created 50 pins for Pinterest, and I got them done in less than an hour, done and scheduled in less than an hour because of Claude. If you want to know more about Claude, I have a few Claude videos here about how to set up Claude projects. I also have a training coming up for Claude or a workshop. I'll give you more details about that at the end. But you'll need a place to sell it. Now, I put a free place. Now, if you don't want to use the free platforms, don't use the free platforms. But I recommend when you're first getting started to test out or to try out the free platforms, because when you are trying out the free platforms, if you're not really sure if you're going to continue the sales, or if you're somebody um, that gives up easily, you don't want to pay for a platform monthly, create a course, put it on there, and it's sitting there for 3 months with no sales. Like, you want to make sure everything that you're putting out there is bringing money back to pay for the tools that you're using. So I use system.io. Now that's a little bit more techy to set up. So I would definitely use that if you are okay with it. I'll drop the link below to system.io. But if you're not somebody that has a little bit of skill, I would go with Gumroad or PayHip. Both of these are free. Gumroad is free. And also, actually, all of them. System.io starts out free. Gumroad is free. PayHip is free. Gumroad charges I believe, 11% fee for every sale. PayHip is about the same, 10 or 11%. System.io does not charge a fee. You have a free access to it. You just have to pay. It's connected to your Stripe account, and whatever fees Stripe charges is what you'll pay. So each of these you can set up a sales page pretty quickly with those. So, and then of course, how will you sell it? Like I mentioned before, you don't need a big audience. You need to start with who already knows you for that subject. One warm DM beats 1,000 cold followers. So if you have 1,000 followers that you're posting in front of, you're not getting any engagement, here's what I recommend. Start DMing people that you know that you've already spoken to about that subject. If you're, just say, for example, if you're talking about grants, for example, and you've had conversations with about 20 people about grants, go in your messenger, send them a voice clip and say, hey, Sherry, I just set up a training on grants. If you want it, here's the link. Go ahead and check it out. That's it. That's all I do. Last week, or probably a couple of weeks ago, what I did when I launched, I had a few spots. No, it wasn't a digital product that I launched, but I had a few spots left for my Done For You project to start for the month of April. So what I did was go ahead and set up I sent out 10 voice clips. Those 10 voice clips from there, I had about I think it was 3 or 4 people that signed up for those Done For You projects, and I made over $2,500 from 10 voice clips. Now, if I would have taken that and I would have put that on social media for those products, I probably wouldn't have got any engagement. I wouldn't have gotten anything. Because people know, like, and trust you are always going to buy before the cold audience. So I'm going to have a training, a 2-hour workshop, Saturday, May 2nd. It's called Claude Made Simple. For those of you that are getting into setting up your business, you want to have Claude set up properly. You want to be able to set up your project properly in order for Claude to have that memory to pull from. so that you're not going back and forth like we've always been on ChatGPT, reminding it to do this, reminding it not to do this, reminding it to say this, reminding it to use this tone, reminding it to use these, well, I'm not going to say these colors because they don't really create presentations. But with Claude, when you set up your project specifically or perfectly, then you are going to get the best output. And I have to tell you, I literally have been taking weekends off because of setting my projects up properly on Claude. Right now, I have 13 clients, so I was able to put all of their information into their own projects in Claude. I'm able to create content quicker for them. I'm able to create email newsletters quicker for them. I'm able to do all of my work quicker. So I am able to take Saturday and Sundays off. So thanks to Claude. So I'm hosting your training on May 2nd, Claude Made Simple, where you can set it up and get your time back. We're going to actually set up your project properly, your project properly in Claude before you even leave. That's only $20. I'm going to drop the link below. So your first step is not building, it's knowing exactly what to do. So you cannot build the right product without knowing your starting point. I want every woman that's been skipping and spending months on the wrong thing, I want you to go ahead and take this quiz. I'm going to drop the quiz below. It's called From Experience to Income. Find your starting point. 7 questions in less than 3 minutes. And the results tell you exactly where you are, what is keeping you stuck, and what to do first. So I'll go ahead and drop that below. And that's about it for this video. So make sure you are checking the description. I'll drop the quiz there. I'll drop the link to the upcoming training there. I hope to see you there. I'll also drop the link to my free community. And I do have to say, guys, this community is for women only. I'm getting a lot of requests for guys, but this is, sorry. We love you guys, but this community is for us girls. So I will drop the link to my free community as well, but I would love for you to go ahead and take the quiz and then come back and comment and let me know your thoughts and what you got, the results that you got from the quiz. So that's about it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon.